Do you wave your terrible towel when Renegade plays? Reach for a tasty cake when JJ shouts, "He scores!" Does the sound of an F1 engine make your heart race? Doing push-ups with the Nittany Lion after a TD? Then lend us an ear, and we will share the exhilaration of Steelers football, the excitement of Flyers hockey, the nail-biting finishes of F1, and the pride when we yell, "We are Penn State." Welcome to the SteelFlyers Show, the strangest combination of sports fandom since pineapple was put on pizza.
Welcome to the SteelFlyers Podcast. Please say hello to your host, SteelFlyers.
Thank you. That is our lovely co-host, RoNece, with the third seed. Pittsburgh draws a rematch to the Browns on wildcard weekend.
Congratulations to the U.S. hockey team for winning gold at the World Junior Championships.
We are less than a week away from puck drop, and we will get you all caught up on the boys from Broad Street. Oh my, oh my, oh my, I can't wait. We're going to have hockey coming here soon in less than 6 days. However, in less than a few days...
Yeah, a couple more days. We are going to have the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be playing against the Cleveland Browns, version 3. I was going to say deja vu.
Version 3, or third matchup, or however you want to call it, at Heinz Field. Unfortunately, there will be no fans at the stands for Heinz Field during the playoffs this year, which is a real sad... It's sad, but in any case, Pittsburgh will be hosting the Cleveland Browns, who will have probably a few more of their players, depending maybe, and we're definitely going to have the full roster of whoever's healthy.
Right, we'll have
Pittsburgh.
the A team out this time.
Or there you go, the A team or that's a good one. The upper end of the 53-man roster, that's. Look, it's great that we have enough depth that we can do that, and that's great. But I'm going to tell you something. If Pittsburgh doesn't screw its bloody head on straight and run the fracking ball like we know how to run and be a balanced freaking team, we're going nowhere.
Right. We did see a little more running in the last game with, what's his name back there?
Yeah, with Mason back there, and then they had a couple of those little gadget plays there with Dobbs, and I don't look. I'm a very simple, basic person. You go to the dance with who brung you, okay? And running the ball and passing the ball and being a balanced attack is what brung them.
Right.
And you can't be just sprinkling in all these, who's he whatses and flickers reversed around the ends and blottity-blottities. I get it.
Have you turned into Dr. Seuss?
You like that?
Yeah. Your whatchamacallits and your who's-its and your what's-its.
I am the Lorax. Cuckoo-cuckoo.
Stop trying to run the ball in 3 and 12. It doesn't work.
It hasn't worked all bloody season. Why do you keep doing it?
And everyone says it. Every time I read something about the Steelers, it's like, why are they running
on 3rd and 12?
3rd and 9, 3rd and 8, 3rd and anything. We're going to run the ball.
Yeah. Or here's another question for you. Why is it that if we're not going to run the ball on 3rd and 8, all the best pass catchers are running off the field, and you got the third down, the third, third string running back trots out there, and some other people that trot out there that haven't been in the game pretty much very often, and now you're trying to throw it to them, and these little 4-yard hitch routes and these little 4-yard screen plays with nobody out there, and nobody's fooled, because if you watch the tape and you see the guy going in motion, there's nobody following them.
Right.
Like, that's the whole reason. That's the whole reason why you have guys go in motion, is to draw people away from where the flow of the ball is going.
Nobody's fooled.
Because
everybody knows what's coming.
Are
we just repeating each other?
I mean, I've turned into, a Xerox machine. Anyway,
So how do you think the game's going to go?
Oh my, I hope that the little wristband goes away. And I hope that Ben calls more of the plays and has more of an influence on what plays are being called than what's coming out to him.
Yeah, I mean, let Ben be Ben.
Please, can we just, please, for one game, Just let the man do what you've paid him umpteen $1 million a year to do.
Here's a question for you. I'm getting off topic. Do you think Fichtner will make it till next year?
To next year?
Next season.
So, gosh, how about them special teams? How about, let's go to the injury report, thanks to Steelers.com. Look, I know it's Thursday, but we can at least talk a little bit about what's going on here with the injury report. We did have Chris Boswell back, full practice, so not that we actually were missing him per se, because the quote-unquote fake Boz did really well.
The pseudo-Boz.
Pseudo-Boz. I mean, given the chance.
Yeah, I think he's a pretty good kid.
When given the chance. I mean, 4th and 1 from the 1, and you've already tried it 3 times, and you've struck out. Why are we walking away with no point?
Yeah, take the 3 points. How many games could we have won this year?
If we would have taken the points
it would have changed the flow of the game, I think.
Preaching to the choir on that one. Anywho, so let's get into, thanks to Steelers.com for this wonderful injury report here. Now, we're going to go with the list of folks that were at full practice. That's Chris Boswell, that's Steve Nelson, that's also Terrell Edmonds, also Tyson Alahu, and Vince Williams. So those guys were all at full practice. Did not practice Juju Smith-Schuster because of a knee injury. Also Isaiah Buggs because of an illness. Okay, so that was the list as of the 7th, being January 7th.
Do you think Juju will play, or are they just resting him?
He's been on the list off and on pretty much all year with a knee, so it could be that he's on there to just rest, or it's he did come up. Hobbled that one game a little bit. I don't know. Tomlin gives guys days off and stuff, so who knows?
Okay. Well, what about the Browns? They are missing some of their coaching staff, I believe. Is that true?
I believe they were last week.
Okay.
I'm not sure if they're missing anybody this week. It's very possible. They did have quite a lengthy list of folks. On the limited list was Jack Conkin from a knee, their tackle. Let's see here.
Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Yep. MJ Stewart, limited practice. That was one of their cornerbacks. Also Wyatt Tyler, an ankle, their guard, with a limited practice. And J.C. Treader, with a knee, their center, limited practice. So those also, the Donovan Peoples did not practice because of a concussion. Also, Sheldon Richardson with a neck injury was limited in practice as well. Yeah. Now, full practice back, number 95 defensive end, Kendall Lamb, illness is back full, and Jarvis Landry is back full with a hip injury. They're back full practice as well. So they got some guys coming back and some guys not.
Right. Well, it's the end of the year. Everybody's beat up.
That's true. But all of these guys here are listed as either an ankle or an injury or something like that. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I know that they've had some issues with COVID going through the Browns facility. Yeah. They had the facility was closed there during the last game of the season. So I'm imagining that I haven't heard anything about them closing their facilities in the last couple of days.
No, I haven't seen anything about that.
Right. So we're assuming that everything is working with Cleveland, and they'll be on schedule, and everything's going to be on pace for this game to go off Sunday night at 8 o'clock.
So, on Sunday, get it all ready. The nitroglycerin, the The defibrillator.
Yeah, the defibrillator. We'll have the phone. We'll have the phone with 911 on speed dial.
The Valium or the Xanax or whatever you need.
Yeah. No, actually, we'll just be mainlining lavender. Or isn't that the stuff you use to stay calm, right? Yeah. Right? Or no, we'll just fill the house with lavender flowers. There you go. That's it.
Essential oils. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but we're still going to have a defibrillator. We're still going to have the phone on speed dial for 911.
We may want to board the dog. She kind of gets upset when I start screaming at the TV.
Yeah. She always comes over and gives you a hug when we scream at the TV.
What's going on? Why are you yelling?
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a quick question. What do you think, based off of everything that we talked about, what do you think the keys of the game are?
The keys are...
keys to winning the game.
Keys to winning the game.
For the Steelers.
We need our defense to not lag. The last game, it took them a little bit to kind of seem like kick in. Does that make sense? Yeah. And then we need our offense to do the same. We have to come out not... It just seems like every game it's been 3 and out. First possession, 3 and out. We have to make a statement coming out first possession. We can't wait. We just can't, because after the Browns, let me rephrase that, when we beat the Browns, the teams that we're up next to are not going to... We're not going to have that slack.
Oh, that's a good way to put it. Now, that's a really interesting way to put it. I think that I'm going to agree with you on one of the biggest keys of the game is they need to throw away the little armband that has all the list of plays on it and throw that freaking thing in the trash. Because the scripted plays, the first 15 plays, or the first... Look, if kickoff is at 8:25, we need Pittsburgh offense to show up at 8 o'clock.
No, we need them to show up.
No.
At 7:30.
Whatever. All right, 7:30. All right, we're gonna pull a Pittsburgh dad and say we're showing up at 7:30 for an 8:25 kickoff. The offense better show up at 8 o'clock for an 8:25 kickoff. Exactly. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
If you feel the need that you have to have that 3 and out, do it before the game starts.
Yeah, there you go. Why you just in the warm-ups? Yeah. In the warm-ups. Just do 3 plays and drop the balls and everything and just get them out of the way, and then you're good.
Right, we're warmed up. We're ready to go.
See, to me, that's a huge issue right there. We need to not have those first 15 plays scripted because we need the Pittsburgh offense showing up right when they get the ball. Okay? We need to take the ball right down the bloody field and score a touchdown. And I don't want to see these stupid long bomb passes hoping for the pass interference call on the first play of the game. No. I don't want to see that. I want to see you handing the ball off to James Conner to the right. Then I want to see you handing the ball off to James Conner to the left. And then I want to see you dropping back in a play-action pass with a little pass over the middle for about 20 yards to Juju. And then I want to see James Conner to the right, James Conner to the left.
Well, now you're just getting in the routine because...
What? If it ain't broke.
I think, like I said, I think they just need to come out and make a statement. That if they come out and go 3 and out...
that's going to be a statement right there. That's going to be their statement.
Yeah.
If they come and do 3 and out, that's going to be their statement. Okay? Because if they do that, it's going to be a long frickin' game.
Yep.
Okay? Because the Browns are coming. Okay? And they're hungry.
Well, it's been 12 years?
I don't care.
Since they've been in the playoffs?
Okay, I don't care. Right? They're hungry. They're getting hot when we should have been getting hot.
Right.
Okay? Where we're going in losing and limping and having players sit, and they're coming in, getting healthy, playing hot, and winning games.
Right.
That does not spell success in my book.
Nope.
Okay? So, would I have rested players last week? Nope.
Yeah, we talked about that. I didn't think they should rest players.
Yeah, I would have played the players, maybe not all the way through the game.
But at least get a couple reps out there.
Look, I got nothing against Mason as far as him trying to be a second-string quarterback. I think that's...
He had some good plays last week.
He had some good plays, but I'm going to say this, okay? He is not the answer to Ben when Ben retires. Because the clock in his head is not running right, or it's off, or he doesn't know how to switch it on, or whatever the case is.
I've told you this before. The problem with Mason is he thinks too much. He doesn't have instincts. It seems like he doesn't have an instinct for when the defense is coming towards his head and he's got to get rid of the ball. He's still thinking about where he wants to throw it, and there's a guy right here in his face about to knock him over.
Yeah, that's what we call the clock in your head.
Right.
Yeah. It's broken.
Yes.
For him.
Yes.
Okay. Look, the kid has got a cannon arm.
Right.
Can he drop dimes all day long? Yep.
As long as nobody's in his face.
Yeah. As long as he's got a clean pocket around him, yeah, he can sit back there and throw them all day long. I could almost do that if I had a clean pocket and had a cannon arm like he did and was over 6'3" like he is, and all he did in college was throw him to James Washington. That's all they did for 4 years. That's all he led his division in touchdown passes, yards, and completion. I mean, yeah, okay,
but you can't play in the NFL that way.
Well, not like that. You can't be a one-trick pony. You got to be able to throw the intermediate passes. You need to be able to throw the screen passes. And I'm not saying that Mason can't do that. I'm not saying that he's not a good quarterback.
No,
all I'm saying
is that
I don't think he's starter material because that clock in his head doesn't work.
Right.
So does that mean Dobbs he's a rocket scientist? Okay, cool. Okay, but
that's great.
Yeah, but
we don't need a rocket scientist.
But his numbers as a quarterback were not that good.
Right.
Now, can we get him in on some trick plays? Okay, great. All right. If you're trying to fool somebody, okay, cool. There's no tape on him and all that. And I understand that they were playing a lot of vanilla defense in the previous week so that not to give away so much and whatever. And now we've played the Browns now twice this year already, and we're going to be playing them again for the third time. Okay. For me, the keys to victory for Pittsburgh is they need to come out strong. They need to have their defense get on track and force the Cleveland to do the same thing, 3 and out. The best way to beat Cleveland is to keep their defense on the field.
Yeah, because they have a good offense.
Yeah, they can score.
But if you knock them. If your first series with the defense, if you throw them off their game, if you don't let
hit them in the mouth,
it's a good way to put it. But if you don't let them get that rhythm going and keep them keep them unsteady, then it's going to be even better for our offense because we get the more time.
I'm going to say this. Minka back there. Hopefully we'll be able to see Edmonds back there. Nelson's going to be back there. We're going to have Sutton, Hilton. We're going to have, all kinds of guys back there. I'm looking and hopefully and praying for Spillane to be able to come back.
I don't think he's going to be back.
Yeah, I believe he is eligible to be back for the this game.
Oh, okay. That would be a big boost.
Look, I'm not trying to take anything away from Williamson as a linebacker when it comes to run stopping.
Right.
But when you have to send him out there matched up on tight ends or even wide receivers, that's always going to be a lose-lose.
Right.
For him. Okay, and a win-win for the offense.
Because I think he's a good player. He just was in the wrong position.
Right, and the same thing with Vince Williams. Great run stopper, but he's just not the guy to be out there, making coverage.
Right.
Okay, he's just not that guy. Devin Bush, more of a guy like that. Spillane, more of a guy like that. Right. Big time. You know what I mean? So, I think that the keys for Cleveland to win the game is going to be hemming Pittsburgh's offense and keeping them to 3 and outs and getting their offense lit up and getting Jarvis Landry and Baker Mayfield rolling and getting Chubb rolling and all that.
Yeah.
And, their run game is really good. Their defense is impactful. Yeah. So, that's That's how Cleveland can do it, but
we're hoping.
I'm going to say this. I'm just going to say it right now. We started off at the beginning of the year predicting that the Steelers were going to come out of the gates and win the first 4 games.
And we did.
And not only did they come out of the gates and win the first 4 games, they came out of the gates and won the first 11!
Right.
So, they did not finish strong. They're limping in. They've only won 1 out of their last 4 games. So that is just not how you go into the playoffs. So Pittsburgh...
No, we've won 2. We beat the Colts and we beat the Browns. So we've won 2.
No, we lost to the Browns. We beat the Colts, but we lost to the Browns.
Oh, that's right. I was thinking we won for some.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So, yeah. Well, we haven't... We've only won 2 in the last 6.
Okay.
Right? So that's not a very good... You know, you want to be more 4-2 going the last 6 instead of 2-4.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, look, I'm not taking anything away from the fact that the Steelers were 12-4. Okay?
I mean, that's a winning...
That's a great record.
Yeah.
And if you would have said that at the beginning of the year, saying, hey, the Steelers are going to be 12-4, they're going to win the division, blah, 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 yeah, that would be great. That's a great record and awesome sauce.
Right.
However, it's where those wins came and how they came.
Right.
I hope that Pittsburgh is going to be able to take care of things and do things right and take care of this win because it just gets tougher from here.
Right. That's like I said. We've got to be able to make our statement because the next team is watching. And that's probably going to be...
Oh, well, we'll get into that in just a second. In fact, right after these wonderful messages, we'll be right back. Hello, this is SteelFlyers from the SteelFlyers Podcast. And one of the main reasons I even have a podcast is because of the folks at Anchor.fm. The easy-to-use website helped even a beginner like me get my podcast up and running in no time flat. Best of all, it was free. Record your podcast directly into Anchor or drag and drop one you've already made with your device. It's as easy as that. Best of all, Anchor does all the work by posting your podcast into the podcast universe from Spotify to Radio Public. Here's the best part. Anchor will help get you sponsorship and get paid when listeners hear your podcast. Download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor.fm to get started. So what are you waiting for? Okay, thank you for checking back. Look, I think the Steelers are going to be able to win this game if they follow their track. What do you think?
I think they have a chance.
Yep.
I think they, like I said, they need to find that Steeler steal.
Yeah, Steeler steal. They need to get into that for sure. So speaking of some other games, there are a couple other games going on. We got the Colts and the Bills. Boy, that should be an interesting game. What do you think?
That's a tight one because I think I don't know. Philip Rivers
has been playing well.
He has.
Yep.
And he needs this. He's running out of time.
Yep.
And
Agreed.
he wants to, get that.
Yeah, but I tell you what, man, I think the Buffalo Bills
they're a good team.
I've been quite impressed. The play of the quarterback has been very, very impressive. Allen has been all right. I don't know. I would have taken him. Okay, I'm calling the Bills on that one. Okay, I think they're going to beat the Colts on that. I think.
I think the Bills will win.
Yeah, I think so. I think their defense is a little bit more for what the Colts are going to be ready for. The Rams and the Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Yeah, I just don't see I just don't see it for the Rams this year. The Seahawks have been playing a lot better. Russell Wilson, although he's been sacked 47 times this year, which is like third most in the league or something like that, but I still think with Russell Wilson back there that you always have to give Seahawks a chance. Right.
I mean, they've got the potential. So.
Yeah, and I think they're going to be better off than Goff and the Rams. So I'm calling the Seahawks on that one. Tampa Bay against the team from Washington. We're going to see Tom Brady against Alex Smith here on this.
Yeah, well, sorry, Alex.
Yeah, pretty much.
Speaking of Alex Smith, this is a little side note. His wife did you hear the story that his wife took the brace that he had on his leg?
And had it made into a trophy?
Yeah.
Oh my God. And have you seen the trophy?
I did.
It looks like it looks like a Lombardi kind of trophy thing. It's awesome, yeah.
I just thought that was the coolest thing of his wife to do for him because...
Like his leg halo.
No matter what happens, you came back from this and you should be proud of yourself.
And he is champion. And I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, Ben coming back from elbow surgery, but that's nothing compared to what Alex Smith. And to me, that's comeback player of the year right there, hands down. So, congratulations to Alex Smith.
Unfortunately, they're not going to win.
Yeah. Here's one that's close to home. Bears versus the Saints. Trubisky is going to be starting.
I mean, hey, he's gotten, the last 4 games they've won, so...
3.
Yeah.
I mean... but against the Saints.
I don't know.
I'm calling Saints on that one all day. Drew Brees, I think, is going to be too much. I just don't think it's going to be Trubisky's day. I think the Saints defense is going to be, and I also think with the Kamara show, 6 touchdowns his last game. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's great that Chicago's made it this far. It's the first time they've done it in a while. So
yeah, congratulations, but just don't think that's going to be the case.
Right.
Next one is going to be Ravens and the Titans. Ooh. Other than the Steelers and the Cleveland game, I think this is going to be the game to watch because you're going to have Derrick Henry up against that Lamar Moore Raven defense.
Yeah.
And that's going to be interesting because I'll tell you what, if they gouge the Ravens like they have everybody else,
they beat them this year already.
Yes,
right?
Yes. So if this turns out to be a run fest or a Henry fest, it doesn't really matter because I think that the Titan defense is going to be enough to keep Lamar Moore bottled up and keep their offense in check. So I'm calling the Titans on that one.
Go Titans.
Yeah, go Titans on that one. Green Bay and Kansas City, they get to sit back and watch.
Yep.
Okay, they earned that, so congratulations to them. Moving on to something that is something of a amazing, awesome, and incredible journey that happened right at Christmas Day. And it started off very bleak. First time on the ice, and the team gets thumped by the Russians right out of the gate.
Just smack down.
Right. And they just didn't look like they were together, and whatever the case is. Fast forward to
the next game.
Fast forward to the last game of the World Junior Championships, WJC, and we get to see the United States team slinging gold around their necks.
That was amazing. That was just, and it was a shutout, which against Canada, which everyone said Canada's going to win.
Now, I'm going to tell you something, okay? Everybody was like, oh, Canada, they didn't play their game and blah, da, 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 da. Look, the United States came in there and whooped on them.
Yes, they did.
Okay? There was just no two ways about it, okay? Look, at the end of the day, everybody shake hands and all that's all great. But when they were out there on the ice, the United States team was whooping on them.
Right.
Okay? They beat them to the puck in almost every instance, and the only reason why I think that the Canadians outshot the United States is because at the end there, that last 5 or so minutes of the third period there, United States was kind of sitting back a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
And then they pulled the goalie pretty early, so it was a lot of 6-on-5 there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but I'm not trying to make excuses or anything like that, and I'm not saying that the Canadian team wasn't, utterly stacked with talent.
What's going to be interesting is seeing all of these players play, or some of these players play
at the next level,
at the NHL level, because I know we're going to see a lot of those players.
I'm going to tell you what, I think we're going to see some of them this year.
I think so.
Yeah. In fact, I think we're going to see certain teams were very well represented.
Yeah.
In the juniors, and especially on the gold medal winning team. And although Cam York and Bobby Brink for the Flyers, their draft picks that played on that gold medal winning team, I don't think you're going to see them play this year for the Flyers.
No, I think because of the situation we're in, they just can't bring them in. I think maybe next year, hopefully if everything's kind of back to normal, or at least we get a regular season, maybe they can bring them in for like some training camp or some,
if this was a normal year,
yeah.
If this was a normal year,
preseason game, maybe just a couple series.
I guarantee you, if this was a normal year, those two players would have gotten an invite to camp and given every opportunity to make the team.
Right.
Okay, and they get to do the first 10 games of the season. If you play in the 10th game, then your contract counts. You have to stay up with the big club.
Right.
You can't be sent down for that year. If you play and don't play in that 9th game or whatever,
right,
then you can be sent back down. But I think if this would have been a normal year, I think those guys would have been invited to camp.
I think so.
But because of what's going on, here's the one really awesome thing that was really cool of what the Flyers did is they did invite Wisdom to camp, and they also invited Tyson Forster to camp too.
Really?
So yeah, they're number one draft picks. And the very coolest thing that I ever saw was an organization saying because of the fact that they didn't get to really have the, number one draft pick experience,
right,
where they get to go up on stage and they get the jersey,
and the hat.
And they get the hat and they get the, the whole everybody hugs and the big picture opportunities and, whatever. And then there's, the guy sitting there at the desk interviewing you. So how does it feel to be the number one draft pick of the Philadelphia Flyers this year?
Right.
Okay, right. So they didn't get all that. So the organization came out and said they wanted to invite these folks to give them more of that experience with being partial to the fact that they were, selected in the draft and they wanted to be able to welcome these players in and stuff like that. So I think that's very classy of the Flyers organization to invite those guys into.
Right. I mean, it gives them some experience and, and.
Oh, yeah, boy. Speaking of which, we just want to say congratulations to the United States hockey team for winning gold.
Yep. How cool was it seeing Cam York
handing out the
medals to all his
all his teammates and everything?
Yes, that's the word I was looking for. I couldn't get it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that was a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. And for him being selected as captain by his teammates was a huge message. And I'll tell you what, he looked really good.
Yeah.
He looked really good. He looked really together. He had a much more mature game than most of the players that he was out there with. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I will say this too about Bobby Brink. Man, boy, he's got some tenacity. He's got a motor. He's got good vision. He's got a sneaky little wrist shot.
Yeah, I mean, he was all over.
Yeah, he had 5 points. You know what? Hey, all right. One of the players I think we're going to see this year is that Zegras.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. Anaheim or I can't remember if it was Anaheim or Detroit who has him as one of their prospects because Anaheim had like 6 or 7 guys and Detroit had multiple guys.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that Zegras, whoever's he's a prospect for, I think we're potentially going to see him.
Okay.
At least. Okay. Here's another thing too. The 2 goalies that played that night, Levi for Canada and Knight for the United States, are both prospects for Florida.
Yeah, how crazy is that?
So I'm going to tell you something on Bob in Florida. And he might be looking over his shoulder because, a
little bit, yep.
Because Knight stood on his head. 3 shutouts the United States team did during their play.
Right.
Okay, they went 228 minutes without a goal scored against them. Okay, and they went their final gold medal game with a shutout.
I know, that's the best part. I really do. I think that's just, like, so amazing.
Wow. He played amazing. Nothing fazed him.
He stood on his head.
Even when he lost his stick, it didn't matter. I mean,
right.
It was great. So, congratulations to the United States team. Woohoo! Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have National Hockey League hockey in 6 days from this recording.
I can't wait.
Are we dropping the puck yet?
It's coming. It's coming.
First of all, today we found out that Mr. Billy Clement is going to retire. And, boy, you get the salute for sure. Yeah. We're
going to miss him.
Oh, my gosh, man. Just listening to Bill calling the games with Jim. That always made me that gave me a comfort.
Yeah, I just loved his analysis. He was always...
He was so good. He was so attention to detail. He is a player's perspective. You know what I mean? He hoisted the cup.
Right.
Okay? And he played very well. He was a very good player.
I didn't see him play, but...
Well, okay, I never saw him play either, except for highlights.
Well, that's what I mean. I haven't really...
Right, but he was a very integral part of the team in winning the Stanley Cup.
Okay.
Okay, and so that's just kind of how I feel about that. And Mr. Clement, you will be sorely missed, and gosh, I hope you get to enjoy whatever it is that you're doing and having fun and getting to see, family and grandkids and whatever.
Just not working.
Not working, right. Yeah. Enjoy your retirement, sir. Thank you very much. Speaking of enjoying some things and that kind of stuff, how about the Flyers have been in camp now for 3 days, and we've had some kind of interesting major developments happen here in camp.
A few.
Yeah, and actually there's been some developments all across the league that's happened. I mean, gosh, Chara signed with the Capitals. And
that was a shock.
Yeah, right? I mean,
who had the heart surgery?
Lundqvist.
That's why.
Yeah, Lundqvist was supposed to be, the guy down there at the Capitals, and then he is out for an indefinite period of time with heart surgery. He's getting a valve replaced. I mean, wow, okay. Barzal, holdout at the New York Islanders. I mean, okay. I'm whole kinds of different trades and people moving and going and shaking. And, man, I'll tell you what, this season is going to be exciting. They divided the teams all up into different divisions.
That's going to be the new thing. I think that's what's going to make this season interesting, is because...
okay, yeah, I'm with you. Interesting, yeah, but I think they've taken away some of the rivalries that were naturally occurring.
Okay.
Okay, and they've kind of changed the dynamics of things quite substantially. Okay. But I believe that this is only supposed to be a temporary for just this season.
Yes, they said they will not. They'll go back.
Yeah, and everything will go back to the way it was. So currently, right now, the Philadelphia Flyers are in the East, and they're in the East, and they're along with Boston, along with the Rangers, along with the Islanders. Mm-hmm. Okay, along with the Capitals.
Right.
And along with the Penguins. Okay, and then who else? Who am I missing? Gosh, Boston. Yep, said Boston.
New York.
Yeah, Islanders and Capitals, or Islanders and Rangers.
Jersey.
Yeah, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, New Jersey. Man, it's
a tough division.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Gonna be a tough division, for sure. So, I do see Philadelphia making it to the playoffs, but Sam Moran moved from defense to wing. I think it's genius.
You do?
Yes.
You like that move?
He played wing when he was in juniors, so he's not that far removed from it.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing, though. He's coming back from his second ACL.
Okay.
Okay, and one on each leg.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but every report says that he looks good, he feels good, he's skating good, he's strong.
Yeah, I mean...
I'm going to say it. Are you ready? Nolan Patrick Revenge Tour.
Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, I've heard he's been practicing, and he's gotten clearance, and he's ready to go.
He took a hit today and popped up.
That's a good thing.
So, see, I get all this great inside information from one of the best in the land.
Who's that?
The legendary Captain America, Jamie Bascal. Man, he has just got all of the inside information. And so, man, if you want to get inside information on Flyers stuff, boy, FlyersNittyGritty.com, that's where you got to go for right now. Woo!
Right.
Man. Anyway, so, but the information that's coming out is really good as far as how the team's looking. Today was a video practice day, so there was nobody out on the ice. So they kind of we're doing other things today. Third day of camp.
Right.
Okay, so very short camp, very, very little bit amount of time to gel. I think one of the major keys to the Flyers jumping out with a fast start, and with any team for that matter, is teams that have had very little turnover. I think Philadelphia has had a very little turnover. They brought most of all their same guys back.
Yeah, and it'll be like just getting back to work.
Right. Pick it right back up.
Right.
Pick it right back up. Okay. And teams that have had a lot of turnover, I feel, are going to be coming out of the gates with a bit of a crutch, especially teams that have had coaching turnovers and a lot of player turnovers. Some of the teams I think are going to be okay. Some of them, we'll see.
I have a question that I have not prepped you on, but this is something that just occurred to me. When we started the NFL season in September, we had a lot of concerns because there were no preseason games, there was very little training camp, like real full-on practice. We were really concerned about injuries, and it did turn out that there were several injuries that could have been prevented if they had been more prepped. Are we going to have that problem when we go into the NHL?
I don't think so as much. Here's what I think. Because it's going to be such a short camp, you're not going to get guys that are going to be sitting out. Like normally, when you have a normal camp, right? Like you divide the team up into two groups.
Right.
Okay? And like Giroux and Couturier and Voracek will be in one group.
Right.
Right? And then like JVR and, some of the other guys will be in the other group.
Right.
Right. And so they won't be at every single scrimmage. Not everybody will be. You understand what I mean?
I understand what you mean.
Okay. And so sometimes a lot of the vets or a lot of the, high price guys usually get to practice and skate, and then they don't really play until the season starts.
Okay.
Okay. But that's not going to be the case this year because it's such a short training camp, so everybody has to be all hands on deck, and you got to hit the ground running, so let's go. Nobody gets time off. It's all about let's go.
Okay.
It's go time now.
So here's the follow-up question. We've got teams that haven't played since March.
Yep.
How is it going to be for them?
They got to start camp a little early.
Okay.
Okay. Is that going to make a difference? Depends. Did a lot of those teams have a lot of turnover? We'll see.
Yeah.
Some of them did, some of them didn't. You know what I mean? So the teams that didn't have a lot of turnover, I think, are going to be in way better shape because those guys, even though they haven't played since March, but they've all at least played together. Right. You know what I mean? And it's not going to take long. Once you start getting out there and sweating with guys, it doesn't take long to get back in the groove.
Okay.
Okay, especially once you start playing, especially with guys that are professionals and talented, like most, like guys are in the NFL or NHL. Okay, those guys are professionals. They're highly paid athletes. You know what I mean, and that's what they're getting paid to do, and that they're expected to go out there and do that. Okay. So I got no problems with that at all. But I do think that that's going to be a major factor going forward as teams that, even though they may not have played since March, but if they've had a lot of turnover.
Okay.
I know I keep harping on that same thing, but...
I mean, it makes sense. Because if you're starting from scratch with new people and you haven't gotten that rhythm with them.
There's no preseason games to get that rhythm.
Right.
There's no,
You're hitting the, like you said, hitting the ground running.
Got to hit the ground running, and Philadelphia has, in the last 5 years prior to AV becoming the coach, Alan Vigneault, Philadelphia has not had the best of starts.
No.
Okay. And even last year was our best start in 4 years. And that wasn't even the bestest start that we could have had, but it wasn't the worst.
Right.
Right. It was still better than what we've had in the last 4 years. So,
but it still wasn't a great start.
So we need to, and we need to come out of the gates and get those first 10, 15 games under our belt, because look, to be honest with you, every single game is almost a 4-point swing game now.
Why
almost
do you say
every
that?
game, because there's only 56 games now instead of 82.
Okay.
And you're only playing every team in your division, that's it.
Right.
So the more games you win, the more, especially in the beginning,
right,
when everybody's slow and catching on and not quite all the way there, if you win those first 10 games out of the gate,
you've got that head start.
That's 20 points in the bank.
Right.
Hey, I'm just playing the numbers here. You know what I'm saying? If you come out of the gates and they're 7-3 in their first 10 games, that's a win-win in my book.
I agree.
Okay, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Nolan Patrick back. Oh my gosh, Oscar Lindblom back.
I was gonna say.
My gosh.
He's having a moment.
Yes, I'm having a moment, but I can't wait to see these guys back, because I think they're difference makers, and I think they're game changers when they're in the lineup.
Okay.
Okay. So, and that right there answers our 3C question.
Right.
Okay, and that right there answers our creative winger question. Okay, right? Oh, they're already on the team. Hey!
We got them already. We just needed them healthy.
Just needed them healthy and needed them available.
Right.
Bing, bing, bing. Win-win all the way around. Okay? So how about that? Ooh, Morgan Frost has been playing very well in camp. So here's the thing. They're going to have like a taxi squad, or a black ace squad is what I'm calling them.
Right. The just in case squad.
Right. 4 to 6 players that each team has to carry, along with the regular group of players that go to different games, that go to travel to games and whatever the case is.
Now, are they going to be like out on the ice and warming up and practicing and all of that too?
Yes, they will be practicing with. They probably won't do like. They might go out there in the morning skate, but they won't be out there for the warm-ups.
Okay.
They won't dress for the game. They'll be sitting in the press box.
Okay.
Basically. Or wherever they quarantine them off to sit, or wherever they get to sit. Okay? So,
I think they have a choice of seats.
Yeah, there's going to be quite a... Well, that depends, because I have seen where states are going to allow a certain percentage of fans in the stands for hockey games.
Okay.
Yeah, Florida, Arizona, I've seen are already going to allow a certain percentage of fans in the stands. So, okay.
All right. Well, I mean, hey, that's even better for the teams.
Butts in the seats.
I mean...
as soon as we can get some butts in the seats.
Right, exactly.
That's all that really matters.
Makes sense.
Makes sense, because...
Just stay safe.
Yeah, exactly. Stay safe, and, now that there's a vaccine out there now, I guess, and, I guess people are going to be feeling a little bit better if they get their vaccine or whatever the case is. And,
don't go there.
So, but it's out there, and... So that's what they were saying, that, the only way that they were going to get sports back is if there was a vaccine. Well, now there's a vaccine. And that's what all I'm going to say about that, So to me, it's more important about getting butts in the seats.
Right. I mean,
when you get butts in the seats, that gets concessions people paid and working and
hotels and
right,
and
tourism,
that
and
cascade effect.
Exactly. So the more people that you can get sitting in the stands, the more people that are, that's, to me, that's better.
Right.
So, for sure. We got a lot of things going on, don't we?
We do.
Man, I'll tell you. Lots of sports happening right now. I think NBA is coming back. They're just about ready to start here full season.
Yep.
And actually, I believe they are playing full season right now. Yeah, they are playing full season. And actually, the Sixers aren't doing that bad.
Really?
Yeah, they started playing Christmas. Is when they started playing. So they've been playing since Christmas. So, yeah, the Sixers are not doing too bad. I mean, so, all right, cool.
There you go.
Go Sixers, right? So we're all about that Philadelphia team.
Any Philly, got to keep the Philly in.
Except for the Steelers, Yeah, so it's going to be interesting, though, because the first game for the Flyers is going to be against the Pittsburgh Penguins. And, boy, I tell you what, that's going to be a very, very, very interesting game.
It's going to be national.
Well, of course it's going to be national. Of course it's going to be national. Are you kidding? I'm going to tell you right now, there's going to be 8 games that's going to be national from the Flyers right off the bat. Okay? So that means we're playing 56 games. So that's a fourth of them, or a fifth of the games are going to be national TV.
Well, we'll make sure we get to see the games then.
Well, we're going to definitely get to see all the games. Okay.
I'm skating around something here, and I'm not going to go there.
Yeah, I know. I'm not going to go there either. But
we love Jim Jackson.
Oh man, I'll tell you, we love listening to him announce games, and we're going to miss Bill Clement. So that's why I had to mention that at the beginning of the show. We're definitely going to miss Bill, and especially working with Jim. That's always to me been a great combination, and so that's really cool. We would also like to make a couple of announcements here too. We are going to be picking up some sponsorships. And we're going to make some commercials, and we're going to start running commercials during our shows of some of our sponsors. And the first one I'd like to tell you right now is the Canine Country Club in Manheim, Pennsylvania. These folks will take care of your dog, and from top to bottom,
I would like to stay there.
Yeah, right? They got a pool.
They got a pool.
They got a spa, right? They get you all washed and do your nails and your hair. You get to go out and
play with all the other dogs.
You're right. They got beds, heated little areas for your dog, and then special little areas for your cats. I mean, it's a pretty slick place. It's state of the art.
It is.
Modern. State of the art.
And the best staff.
Oh my gosh, those people are so awesome. But we are going to be sponsored by Canine Country Club Resorts.
And CCCresorts.com.
Yep, CCCresorts.com. Got to check them out. They are going to be one of our sponsors. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we have a couple more coming, but we want to just announce those first because they will be the inaugural.
Right.
Okay. And thank you guys very much for joining us and for being part of what we're trying to do here.
Right.
And we're looking forward to partnering with you guys and getting your name out there too.
Right.
So if you guys need to get your pet taken care of, well, you got to check them out. They've got an indoor pool there, and people come from all over. They come from every state because the reason why they come from every state is it's the only pool that is salt filtered.
Yeah. It's so much easier on the dog.
Right. It's not chlorine, it's natural salt filtered. Mm-hmm. So, that's really awesome for your dog. Right. It doesn't dry out their skin. It doesn't irritate their eyes. It doesn't have any issues like that. So you got to check that out. And that pool's open year round.
Right, because it's indoors.
Right, indoors. So all you have to do is give them a call and schedule a time. They'll be more than happy to say, sure, bring your dog. No problem. So can't wait to do that. That's going to be really awesome. Plus, we've added a whole bunch of shows to the lineup.
Yes, I think so.
Wow, Off the Wall Hockey with John Duncan. Oh my gosh, that's going to be jumping off on Friday. We'll be doing that Friday. Yep. The Perlo Wisdom Show, the NHL Perlo Wisdom Show. We just did the pilot episode of that show, so that should be jumping off here real soon too.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. And we got probably another good Hockey Writers Inc. show coming up here on Saturday.
Always.
Oh boy. Lance Green and I with the Hockey Writers Inc. Boy, we made Bleacher Reports now for 9 weeks in a row.
Yeah, you said.
Man, thanks to the Flyers Nitty Gritty group and Jamie Baskow for putting us on Flyers Nitty Gritty, and then that in turn gets us on the Bleacher Reports now. So 9 weeks in a row for that. We had Jim Jackson on the show last show.
That's a good show if you haven't seen that
check that out on YouTube, or you can go to SteelFlyers.com/videos and check out all of the videos right there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
everything in one spot.
Go to the website and check it out, www.steelflyers.com. There you can get off-the-wall hockey, Hockey Writers Inc., the Joe Boric Show, the Sports Fanatic, the NHL Perlo Wisdom, and all kinds of great stuff and content there. Check it out. We got all kinds of great information there for you and all kinds of great people for you to check out, too. So they have really good shows, and more shows are coming and more things are coming from us, too.
That sounds awesome.
You got it. So just remember, folks, stay safe, stay strong, and hang tough.